I am filthy.
It's all on the back of your head, too. Top of your head.
Oh,
Head.
it's everywhere. Look, it's dirty. How's everyone doing tonight? It is Duncan's. Where are you, Dunks? Lean in. Lean in.
I can't. Hello.
There it is. It's his last day. Here, well.
I'm not holding it.
Don't move too fast. You're going to make people sick.
It's like I'm getting the stuff off. It's annoying. What's up?
Say goodbye.
Bye.
Tell them where you're going.
Going back to Vegas. It's going to be pretty fun. Pretty
Sophomore
boring.
year of high school.
Yep.
All right. Oh. Sorry, everyone. I know that's nauseating to see with the thing moving and whatnot. So we are out here. As you can see, we're doing brakes on the 3500, having a grand old time. It's one of those kind of days. All right. Are you going to take those pads off or not?
Maybe. I'm still deciding if I want to.
We already got one side down. We're on the second side. And, oh, anyway. Hipsters and Hippie says, hey. Yeah, so.
Oh my God. Nope. Griffin.
Anyway. Neil F's in the house. How you doing, man? If you're here, if it's not too much trouble, don't forget to hit the old like button. The algorithm likes that sort of thing. You got to give the algorithm its snacks. Hey, Mr. Griff's here. Hey, Jason is here. Hey, says good evening. Say hi, Griff. Wait.
Hi.
Yeah, that's right.
Hi.
Anyway. Oh, got 2 new vacuum cleaners. Gonna be cleaning up, huh? Anyway, grab that. Come on, guys. What are you doing?
I'll take it off.
Take what off?
These.
The brake pads?
No, those. The outside thing.
No.
You don't have to take it off?
No.
So then why'd you take it off?
Because I did it the wrong way first. Stomp. Anyway. I don't think I'm sunburned. Might just be the saturation. Trade brakes is never fun. Greg says he needs to put new brakes on his Nissan. You want him to bring it by so you can do that since you're already at this?
Nope.
He says he'd be happy to do them. Old School Van says, just got a Hercules reciprocating saw brushless. They're nice saws. They're not too bad. How am I feeling? I'm walking without a cane today, so that's good. I can't walk very far before it starts hurting, but, you know, I haven't used a cane all day, I don't think. And I only used it for a little bit yesterday.
You want to show them how low they are?
I know.
You do have to take these off.
Do you?
Yes.
Hold on. I got to look in here. Let's see. Let's show them too. All right. Let's see what you're looking at.
Okay, so you see this?
Yeah.
That's got to come out, and you can't do that without taking this off.
Yeah, that little piece of metal there, you bend it in, bend it on both sides, and then you push the whole thing through. There you go. See? There we go. These brakes are a little bit more complicated than the brakes that were on the whatchamacallit. See, they're pretty low, but there's still a little bit left on them, but it's time to change them. Did you get the other side? You got it. All right. Now the compression tool. That's going to be all sorts of fun. Oh, I got it right here. There you go. It's a cheap one, but it works. And yeah, I know you can use a C-clamp. I'd have to find the C-clamp. You're going to want that old brake pad right there.
Hold on, I'm just getting out the shims right now.
Yeah.
Here's your brake. You're the one.
Hey, babe.
Hey.
You want to say hi to everyone? Oh, she's been cleaning the kitchen. She's like, nope, I don't want to be on camera tonight.
You do have to take it off, because you can't compress them without taking it off.
Let me see. The brake pad was in there, right?
Yeah.
So the brake pad has to be able to move with that in there. So, Chaka, good evening. Ryobi tools are trash. Chaka says with the $2 holler. Thank you so much, Chaka, and thank you for sharing your esteemed opinion on the tools that are coming green. Let me see here. I know I've missed some comments here.
Am I holding?
So your old crankbus is a 1997 Hoover Commercial Lightweight 1403 and a 1994 Eureka Bravo Powerline 1920. Owen says, hello, hello. Mike says, howdy, guys. Rough doing that bum knee, I'm sure. Yeah. Frank says, I do that for a living. I'm sorry, Frank. That ain't easy work. Norm says, both front brakes, no cane, that is good. Craig says, Omaha to Livingston is a little far to get my brakes done. We'll do it for a reasonable price. Actually, I just did that drive not too long ago. It's a long drive. Once you start going west to that Mississippi, the drives get longer and longer to get anywhere. Mater's in the house. I heard a growl the other night and thought it was you saying hello. Frank Landgriff's in the house. He says howdy. Steve's here. Hello all. Better make sure it stops good after he's done. Yep. Owen says he's a footprint on his back. All right. You're taking that off?
You have to. You can't compress it without it.
Okay, get out of the way because he's going to be doing this. Hold on. Let me see if there's a way I can cover the microphone or something. Hey, guys. He's got to go loud here with the impact. It's going to be a hot second, so you might want to mute everything. So, anyway, I'm going to give everyone a heads up here. We're going to count down from 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Can I mute? Hold on. Can I mute this thing? No, mute microphone. Okay, here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2.
Yep.
All right, sorry about that. Didn't want to blow out anybody's eardrums. All right.
Wait, hold up. I have to do the.
Hold on. Neil with the Harbor Freight icons can't compare to Proto Precision 90 ratchets. I'll take a look at the Proto Precision. That is, so as far as the jack stand, we got a Daytona 3-ton jack, and that is a Torin Big Red 6-ton jack stand, if I'm not mistaken. What do you got there? What are you doing? Do you need to run it some more?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. Hold on. All right. Hold on. Hold on. Let me mute. Sorry, folks. This is... They're having all sorts of fun and communications issues. All right. Hold on. All right. He's done for sure this time. I'm sorry about that. Jason says, long live Ryobi, $2. All right. Let me get back here. Need some Hardy's work gloves. Dunk, show them the work gloves you got. What kind are these? Hardy. Oh, look, they're Hardy work gloves.
They're pretty nice.
They're not bad. I gotta say, they're not bad. And you know, Chaka, honestly, the new Harbor Freight jack stands, you remember, Harbor Freight didn't make those jack stands. They don't make the stuff. So they look pretty much identical to those. So the new ones, that is. So let's see here. The Norm says West Mississippi drives do get long. And Steve says, good news, my left leg area is feeling better and the damage wasn't as bad as I thought. That's fantastic. Chaka says, I actually like the new jack stands. The new ones are pretty decent. Futano 2 says, evening everyone, greetings and salutations. Wohawk's in the house says, don't worry if the brakes don't stop you, something else will. Yeah, around here it might be a train. Let me come back here. Whew. Let's see here. Futo says, like a good old tree to break. Yep. Yeah, old Joe Owen's Jeep stuff says, fun time. Di's in the house. Hey, Di, how you doing? Oh, let's see here. Owen says, I need some new work gloves myself. You know, I've been a big fan of mechanics gloves for the longest time. And Harbor Freight's never sent me any of these gloves. And we were there. And Duncan's bought, this is like his second pair. He has a third pair. He uses one pair for off-road riding. And he has another pair for working down in Vegas. And he bought this pair up here. And I got to say, they hold up pretty well. And they're comfortable and stuff.
As tight as you can. And then once you got it tight enough, just switch it. And then just keep doing that.
Oh, hold on. We got Griffin. Somehow Duncan talked Griffin into doing the compression.
I wanted to do this.
All right, you have fun. Remember, you're going to tighten it a little bit as much as you can on one side, and then once that's done, you're going to loosen it, move it to the other side. It would be faster if I found a big C-clamp to do this with, but we'll work with the tools we got.
Or if there was a bolt on the end of it.
Yeah, it'd be great if there was a bolt on the end of it I could put a tool on.
Is that good enough right there?
You gotta keep going.
Yeah, you got to go back and forth until the whole thing's compressed all the way. Stumpy Nubs did a Den of Tools impression. You mean that history video? I saw that today. It was Stumpy Nubs did in 15 minutes. He did a video, and I like Stumpy. He did a history of Delta Porter Cable. And what was the other one? Delta Porter Cable and somebody else that I can't remember what the third one was. I think they were all companies that got bought by Stanley Black & Decker or something, got ruined or whatnot. Anyway, I don't know how he got a whole history into 15 minutes. I mean, he covered the highlights and it was fun. So anyway, and I mean, I agree with him about the tool, especially the Porter Cable stuff. Porter Cable is a damn shame. I can't believe that Porter Cable doesn't make rounders anymore. It's like the Yankees deciding to stop playing baseball. The whole franchise, like, we're just done with baseball. Let's see here. Chaka says, long live Ryobi, decaying while buried in the landfill. I will say we have used, on these brake jobs, we have used that Ryobi right angle. And there's been some times where it's come in handy. It would be way better if it was a 12 volt. It's just, am I wrong in that?
How do I tell if it's tight?
It's gonna be flat.
They got to be pushed all the way back.
This thing?
Yeah, it has to be into that housing at the back. You're going to be doing this for about half an hour. It's a double cylinder because it's 3500. So.
We love single cylinders.
Neil says, part of me says it's worth doing my own maintenance. The other part is glad to take it to a dealer. There's stuff I will do and stuff I won't. We actually did just take it to the dealer because we had to have the controller on the turbo went out. The controller on the turbo was going out and it needed to get replaced. And that turbo, you have to basically remove everything on the left side of the engine, all the hose, and it's down. It's down and back in there. And with the let me show you this. With the front bumper on this thing and how high this thing is, unless I'm getting a sky crane to hoist my large back, say, hey, it's Bella Hound. Say hi, Bella. Come here. Come here. Come on. Come here. Come here. Up here. Here, wait. Wait. Come here. Come here. Over here. There she is. Say hi, everyone. No, that's a good hound. Go lay down somewhere. Anyway, unless you're gonna, that was a thing I wasn't gonna do. That was just too much. We're on a dirt road and
analog turbo.
There's only so much I'm willing to do here. Digitals, when he puts it back together, the caliper bracket goes on first. I've had two 2500s.
The caliper bracket, is that the...
Yes, the caliper bracket goes on first because you have to put that on to then put the brake pads into to lock those in with the guides and the whole 9 yards. That is so much fun. Trying to line those up on the other side, I was doing that. That is a pain. I can't wait for Duncan to do that. I'm sure. Hold on. This is him right now. Smile. You see our e-bike fleet behind us, working on his truck. And if you can see, I don't know if you can see the front right headlights hanging out. That's been a whole mess. The adjustment bolt for their, the controller for the bolt broke. So we're going to rebuild it with some, see if we can rebuild it with some JB weld and a metal bolt and basically make our own controller for that bolt. Anyway, let me catch up on some of these comments here. You look like you're going to enjoy a relaxing shower later. Actually, we're thinking about going and jumping in the river after this.
Oh, yeah.
It has been in the 90s, mid-90s all day. And yesterday we went out. We went out to have a river day, and there's a favorite spot that we have. It's called, okay, I'll tell you all, but don't tell anybody else, okay? It's called Cliff Swallows. It's a fishing access site over in Stillwater County. That's out east where it starts getting a little flat and stuff. And it is, I think it's on the Stillwater River, and it's nice and slow. And there's this big cliff, and of course, and there's swallows. And the cliff, there's a water spring in the mountain behind it, and it just seeps out the rock coming down the face of the cliff. And there's a big pool right there. You can dive and swim and all sorts of stuff. That's a great time. And you can even fish for trout and stuff while you're there. It's a blast. Well, we get out there yesterday, and everybody, their brother was there. We're like, what's going on? And I'm like, well, there's like 8 other fishing access sites down the road. Let's go to those. We get half a mile down the road, and the road is gone. It's our first time going out there since the floods, and the floods took out the road. So everybody somehow ended up at our secret spot. So, yeah. And right now, every fisherman in the western U.S. probably is up here in Montana because this spring has been a really chilly, wet kind of spring, and the river's all been high and fast and terrible fishing. Well, the past 2 weeks, that all finally stopped. Everything's settled down, and it is perfect. It's a perfect time to float the river or to, put a drift boat out and fish the river. And everybody and their brother, you could have walked across the river today with all the rafts that were out there. It was ridiculous. So we're hoping that by the time we finish this, all the tourists will go back and have dinner and stuff. We can go out and have some fun. We got a few more spots that we can go to. We don't think most people know about. All right. Anyway,
how you doing there, Griff?
The ideas, Craftsman, that was the other one. Yeah, and as I said before, I agreed with him 100%. I thought I was going to grow up and have all Craftsman and stuff, and at first I did, and then what's his name, Fast Eddie got a hold of Sears and just drove it into the side of a mountain. It was terrible. Norm says my 690 piece is still working just fine. Old School Fan says sad Porter Cable is Black & Decker are not as good as they once were. Yeah, a lot of the younger folks don't realize that Black & Decker actually used to be a premier brand before, in the late 60s and 70s, they turned it into that discount, you can find it on any, Kmart shelf kind of brand. And let's see here. Neil says, haven't needed anything on my Super Duty yet, but my older Chevy 1500 and Dodge Nitro have seen better days. Hey, speaking of which, I've decided that we need a third vehicle here because the Jeep's going back to Vegas for Duncan, so that's going to leave us the Bourbon and the Ram. So I need an around town kind of vehicle, and I really want to get a Ram Charger. So if you guys know any kind of like, good but needs work kind of Ram Charger in the Western U.S., that's at a reasonable price, let me know because I'm desperate for one. $10. Who gave us the $10? Oh, it's Jeep stuff. Congratulations on I can talk, can't I?
Yeah.
Congratulations on hitting 200,000 subs. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
It's
It's
kind
all
of
me.
It's an honor.
It's all me.
it's all Duncan. Yeah, it's all they're all here to see him. Anyway, it is the Bella Hound. Let's be honest, they're all here to see the Bella Hound. As we're now calling her the Montana Malinois because she's been. It's a Belgian Malinois. It's a lame joke. We admit it. Hey, who's that? I just had some.
Griffey's.
Griffey. Can you take it inside?
I was gonna have you put it in the chair.
Oh, I can do that. But he's
you were
covered
showing.
in. Okay, I'll show. Mama Bear wants me to show what she's been making.
Bella says she wants to eat it.
Yeah.
Look at that. She's making homemade pizzas. It's Duncan's last dinner at home. So we decided to do some home cooking. And although today we went out and where'd we go for lunch? You wanted to go. Follow Your Nose Barbecue. If you're ever at Paradise Valley, that's like, the Paradise Valley from the show Yellowstone. If you're ever there, there's a little town called Immigrant that has one of the best barbecue places I've ever been. I've been all over the U.S. And Follow Your Nose Barbecue.
No.
You definitely got to get the side of baked beans with burnt ends in it. It's so
Got
good.
some dirt on you.
You're a filthy creature. Anyway,
Duncan.
let's see here. Are you near Livingston? Are we near Livingston?
I don't know.
Bella, are we near Livingston? Sorry, I kid. This is Livingston. That's where we live. And yes, John Mayer is gonna not only does John Mayer live here, he's doing I think 2 or 3 concerts at Pine Creek. We didn't get tickets.
Pine Creek's weird. I'd rather go to Music Ranch.
Yeah, Pine Creek's not my favorite music venue. If you're gonna do music up here, go to Music Ranch. Music Ranch is a fantastic place.
Or go to a concert in Bozeman.
Futano2 says, I've been looking for a ramp charger or trail duster to fix up. They want way too much for them now. They want way too much for everything. I thought, like, hey, just something small to tool around. It has to be 4-wheel drive so I could drive it here in the winter. And my first thought was, you know what? I'll get a Bronco too. They're kind of cool if you fix them up. They're pretty junky cars as is. The engine and transmission, the 4x4 is not too bad on them. Your back killing you?
No, my legs.
My legs. Anyway, and I thought I'll get me a Bronco too. I can get one of those for cheap. Oh no, you can't touch one of those for under $5,000 that runs and drives. And oh my gosh, the world has gone crazy. Let's see here. Toolhead says, wow, the Cubs are changing the brakes. Well, they're doing this side. I did the other side, so we're going halvesies. I helped. Anyway. And Duncan, I got to tell you, I don't think these brakes have been done in a long time because they were a pain to get off. How you like being the supervisor? I got to tell you, this is pretty awesome. I am way less dirty than I was when I was doing it myself. The Mr. Doughboy's in the house. He says hello, everyone. Owen's Jeep says 110 here a couple days ago.
Oh, jeez. That's how it's going to be in Vegas.
Duncan's going to be seeing that soon. He's going back to Vegas for his sophomore year. Why do they start school in the first week of August? That is a crime. The only thing I can think of is it's teachers trying to justify getting more money. Like, oh, look, we've added a whole month of school. You know, we got by with 3 months off during the summer. There's no reason why kids have to be going 10 months out of the year to school. Even college doesn't do 10 months out of the year. Anyway,
I think they're trying to justify all the vacation time you get during school.
maybe.
Not that much.
Anyway, all right, let's see here. I'm losing my place here. So, all right, I'll get there. Don't worry, I'll get there. Doughboy says it was 78 here in Maine. I bet it was beautiful in Maine. Mater says, when compressing the caliper pistons, back in, put a rag under the master cylinder to catch the brake fluid. We already got that on the other side. We're all set there. Took the cap off. It's all good.
The only time we've had that mishap is when we were doing my brakes.
They were just when we first started doing it, and then we're like, oh yeah, we realized what we were doing. Mike says, I always thought of hinging a brush guard if I ever get one for my Dodge, so it helps with getting it out of the way, but doubling as a step ladder. Oh, that would be cool. I could see that. That'd be a neat idea. If you could hinge that so it comes down,
That's true.
and you could stand on it like a platform, that would be bad. Oh, time to get the grinder and the welder out. We can make this happen. I gotta take this thing off, and I'm gonna sandblast the whole thing, and we gotta put a new primer coat on. We got too many rust spots all over it. It's time to redo it. Oh, it is an amazing place. I love Montana. I am absolutely just head over heels about this state. It's my favorite place to live, and I've lived all over the U.S. Neil says, I got a Herd brand bumper for my F450. Amazing bumper, but poor access to the engine. That's kind of the way I feel about this. This thing is fantastic. I hit a deer at 70 miles an hour.
2 of them.
Well, the other one I'll hit at 55.
That's true.
And I love having the front hitch on it and stuff. I absolutely love it, but it does make getting to the engine kind of tricky. You need an old CJ7, a 78 to 80.
Oh my gosh.
So, dude, one of my first cars was a 1984. I know it's not the years you said, but a 1984 CJ7. I'm a huge Jeep fan, and I would love to get a CJ. But you can't touch a CJ these days. You go online, there isn't one. I don't think there's a CJ7 for sale on Craigslist or on Facebook either in the state. There was a YJ that was in rough shape at a local car lot. I mean, I don't think it ran. It needed a whole new interior. It needed to work. And I thought, oh, that'd be a fun project. Let's swing by tomorrow and see how much he asked for it. It was gone in a day. It's just ridiculous. Let's see here. On the road pizza. Where did I go there?
Didn't we do one of those videos?
About pizza?
Yeah, on the road pizza.
Oh yeah, we did. Greg says, was lucky enough to find a Porter cable router with plunge and fixed base at a garage sale for $50. That is a find. Neil says, last year I could literally sell my pickup truck for more than I paid for it. I did. I had a 2017 1500 two-wheel drive, and we sold it not last year, the year before, and I walked away with more than I paid for it. And then we sold the wife's Jeep, which was a 2015 Jeep Renegade, but it was the top-of-the-line Trailhawk edition that had, it was a 2015, and when we got it, I think it had 14,000 miles on it. Mm-hmm. It was ridiculous, and we turned around and sold that for more than we bought it for. And now we're out of car payments, so that's the reason we did it. What are the advantages of an inverter generator versus a regular generator? An inverter generator, think of it, the simple answer is that it cleans the electricity. What it does is it runs it through an inverter, and then it controls the sine wave, so you can get a pure sine wave rather than, say, a modified sine wave or no sine wave. And that's in that way, it's literally like, think of it like your hose was putting out a pure stream, not rushing, not hard, just pure stream of water versus like pulsing. That's the difference. I mean, if you wanted to break something down, the pulsing would be better, but you don't want to break things down with your electronics. And that's what the inverter allows you. Also, the inverter manages the motor in the generator so that it only need, and most of them, this is, it only runs as hard as it needs to output the power level that it needs, thus making it quieter and more efficient.
Then it takes longer.
Let's see here.
Sorry, Bella.
Mike says, I remember a time you couldn't hardly give a Bronco 2 away. I had one about 20 years ago, and I think I sold it for $500. It needed a head gasket job, but otherwise it was fine. I mean, it was worn and stuff, but I would,
Good job. That's small.
yeah. But I mean, $500 for a running, you know, it needed some work. Probably needed a water pump too, but
Anybody want to do this?
Neil says, didn't we see that spam from the last? I hate all the spam on YouTube. You think they could fix this? I think one time, that whole thing where like if you throw out a bunch of emojis, they'll ban you, but these guys get away with doing this stuff. Rye says, my engine blew on my Dodge while I was driving today. Yikes, that sucks, man. Daniel says, the safety pin on that jack stand is dangling loose. It is, but if you look close, it's also sitting on the cradle on the bottom setting. So, what?
You want to do this?
No, I'm not. No, I already did it. Thanks. Keep working at it. Look at those paws. I told you to put on gloves. Anyway,
I was already dirty.
it's sitting on the bottom, so you can't actually even put the pin in. It doesn't go any lower than that.
Need a little more on this side and then a lot more on this side.
Yeah, let me take these things off. There we go. Those. Wait, I know I should have shouted them out. That's my whatchamacallit.
Sponsor?
Oh, I can't reach them. My heat wave safety glasses. Hashtag sponsored. Why is this dude still remove?
There you go. There you go, Father.
All right, hold on. Oh, thanks. Here we go. There we go. Heat waves. See, I don't know if you can see it. Where does it say? There we go. Right there, Z87. I don't know if you can see it. Rated. And you got to make sure they're rated for not just the lens, but the frame and then the sidearms. All three parts of the glasses have to be rated Z87 to be legit safety glasses.
So a lot of their laser face has them, and then their future techs should have them too.
A says, I remember the Bronco 2s, they were thought to be very unsafe. That's because they had a short wheelbase, and there was all that thing Nader was pushing that, like, oh, short wheelbases are unsafe. Just, you got to learn to drive. You got to realize you're going to be a little bit top heavy, and don't be, you know, you can't corner in it like you're in a Ferrari or something. You'll end up rolling like a die. The Rail says, I just bought an 03 Wrangler up in Kalispell for $13.5K, 70 miles on it. Honestly, in Montana, that's probably not a bad price for a Wrangler with only 13.5 miles on it. You probably got a steal on, or 70,000 miles on it. You probably got a steal on that. Mark says, I had a 225 slant 6 that ran on 5 cylinders for a couple hundred miles. Yeah. Let's see here. Must be a West Coast guy. We are in the great state of Montana, so we're on mountain time. I got to tell you, it was pretty awesome. We were up in Canada last week, and we got a ways up there, and oh my gosh, it was like 11:30 at night, and you could still see sunlight. And that was a month after solstice, so imagine what it was like in June. Duncan. Come on by. It's funny because he said he didn't actually prefer which one is that? That's the E-spin. He said he didn't prefer the E-spin, but every time I look around, what's he on? The E-spin. Well, the engine, we got to rebuild we're rebuilding the stem on the engine. We're going to convert it from traditional e-bike, folding e-bike handlebars to BMX style handlebars, right? Mm-hmm. That's what we're doing on that. Okay. Oh, that sun just hit that right spot there.
Duncan.
How do these people make channels so quick? I'm guessing they have an algorithm that does it.
Both sides need to be flat, right? I think I almost
Yep.
have them all flat.
Really? Good
Almost.
job. Good job.
This side is flat.
Original Jeeps were considered unsafe until you drove them. Yeah, that's why they came out with the CJ7, because who was it? Consumer Reports or Nadler or somebody did the rollover test on the CJ5. And they're also the ones who did it on the Suzuki Samurai, and we found out years later that they cheated on it. So anyway.
You pay someone to say it worked.
Oh, I got to tell you about the kids' new business idea. And I don't know if I showed you all this, but hold on. I'll walk you over there. Hold on here. I got to show you their new business idea. You are a filthy creature.
I know.
All right.
You want me to walk him over there?
No.
Okay.
All right. Hold on. Duncan, bring the sawhorse over here. All right. I'll have Duncan bring it over and so you can see it. Anyway, this is going to be their new business venture that they're very excited about. The ANSI Z87.1 for glasses and 92 point for hard hats. Daniel says, you suggested U.S. General instead of Husky for rolling toolboxes. Glad I got the General. Working out great. Thanks, Bear. I'm glad you got it too, man. I'll be honest. They sent me, Harbor Freight sent me the Icon brand. I sold it because, well, first of all, hauling it up here to Montana was going to be a ridiculous idea. And you're on the brake pads.
I know. I might know.
Anyway, it was going to be ridiculous. And honestly, my plan was I'll just get U.S. General boxes when I'm here, because for 99% of the people, the U.S. General box is going to be just fine, more than enough. Anyway, so we've been doing a lot of rodeo stuff, going to a lot of rodeos, hanging out with rodeo folks and stuff. And the boys definitely want to get into rodeo. They want to do steer wrestling, bull and bronc riding, and all, but especially roping. So they've been practicing their roping. And here's what we got set up. That is a Franklin clamping workstation and a extra set of bike handlebars.
This was all created by my father.
So their idea is to come up with, not using that, but come up with, like, make out of plywood and some folding. We're still working on the concept, but basically come up with something to compete with, what's that game called? Cornhole. I hate cornhole. The name bothers me, and the game is kind of meh. But you go to any RV park and there's people playing cornhole. We're going to fix that. We're going to come out with sawhorse style, inexpensive, easy to make sawhorse style plans to build your own roping dummy. And we're going to get people to do roping games and teach them real Western skills rather than how to throw a beanbag. All right. The Mater says it's hard to stop the Leaning Tower of Power. And Kill King says, any trouble up in Canada? No, Canada I thought it was going to be harder to get into. We sat there, they gave them the passports, and they just, 5-10 minutes maybe. They're like, okay, you have a good time. They're really nice. And coming back into the States, I thought, oh, well, this would be much harder. Nah, it was super easy.
Same thing.
Barely an inconvenience, as the kids say.
As we say?
The Mark says, haha, never heard that name for them, Mater's Workshop. They sure ran and shook until they didn't. Steven says, my brother used a U.S. General roller cart professionally for a few years without any trouble. Duncan, car. Sorry. Our neighbors are leaving, and Duncan's tooling through at full speed.
I wasn't.
Without a helmet.
I wasn't.
Without a helmet? You got a helmet on? Wait.
It's called hair.
Let's see the helmet. Oh. No helmet. Yeah, that's what I thought. What's going on, Bellahound? What's going on? You don't need to go bother the neighbors. They're fine. The Samurai was dangerous. I had one roll. I don't think it was dangerous. I drove a Samurai back in the day. I almost bought one. I ended up buying the CJ7 instead. I think people just didn't understand how small the wheelbase was. It was all about your ability to drive. If he rolled it backing out, then he did something stupid, excessively stupid with it.
Definitely compressed.
What's okay?
His job.
All right, hold on.
Compressor, you need more.
Hold on. Let's see what everyone else thinks. What do you think? Fully compressed? Did the little bear do a good job? I think it is. We'll see what the council here says.
There's like this much room.
Where was I? Now that guy says, I searched for my buddy in Canada Timber and I'm trying to just catch his live. Great guy, just does tube for his own entertainment. And Neil says, forgot to update the den. I bought the US General 72 for home. So far it's been good. 72 is a nice cabinet. It's a big cabinet. It's well made. I really like the 72.
Come here.
Did you find a new shop area yet? I did, but we were supposed to get access to it at the beginning of July, and we still don't have access to it, and we're trying to figure out what's going on and when we're going to actually get in there. U.S. General is just as good as Pop-Off. Hold, you can stop for now. We got to wait. Smaller the target, smaller the miss. Aim small, miss small. Matt Mater says, looking at getting a handheld plater, what's your thoughts on the Chicago Electric one? I've never used it. I really don't have a lot of experience with the handheld planers. What do your kids hunt big game with? My son's next big gift will be his deer piece, and I've never been paying attention.
6.5.
I don't know if you heard that. So his birthday last year, before he's always used my stuff, he got his own deer rifle. And I was going to get him one in 308 because that's what Dad shoots with. Because it's a great, because here's the thing with 308. It doesn't kick all that hard for a large caliber. And you could take deer, you could take elk, you could shoot antelope, you could shoot a bear if you had to. I'd probably prefer like a machine gun if I had to shoot a bear, but you could shoot bear with it if you had to. And it'll take about anything in North America. You probably want it in a semi-auto if you're going after the white bears. But he had to get 6.5 Creedmoor, which to me is like one of those, like, it's the cool new hip round and stuff. But it was his gift, so he got 6.5 Creedmoor.
Get 6.5. It's the best round out there. Dad bought a 6.5 because I had one. Tell them.
I did. He's saying I bought one because I did buy one. I got the little, was it the Savage Axis?
Yeah.
It's like a $300 bolt action rifle. It comes with a simple scope. But if you're shooting like whitetail and mule deer around here, even, you can do a 200-yard shot easy. The thing's a freaking laser beam. I hate to admit it. I hate to say it.
Right out the box.
Out of the box. It's just,
Plays at 200.
it does. It is stupid accurate. The ammo is stupid expensive.
I'm almost 12, by the way.
If I were to buy my first deer rifle, I'd still buy 308.
No, 6.5.
Still buy 308. But the 6.5 is nice. I say it's because I'm a dinosaur. Let's see, where was I? Rodeo is fantastic to watch. We absolutely love the rodeo. In fact, the smaller the rodeo, the better as far as we're concerned. We're actually thinking about, he wants to do a second channel just covering rodeo stuff. Wohawk says, I got you on the new Sawhorses, brother. I'll email you later. All right. Oh, I got to see this then. Mark says, here in New York, they have the tugboat contest with the rope throwing. Amazing to watch. Rail says, great idea, Bear. Gerard says, the Samurai was dangerous. As we talked about that. His afro is all the helmet he needs. Wohawk, don't encourage him. Rick says, I'm old. I like cornhole. Horseshoes is for younger bucks. Rick, we got to get you lassoing, man. There's nothing better than throwing a lasso and feeling it hook both horns. I say give the boy a raise. I'd have to pay him. Norm's like, I got to pick someone up. I'll be back. Wings' Pizza says, I like the U.S. General. Just wish they would ditch the plastic latches. I hear you on that one. No, don't shoot the bear. Rail says 6.5 is a fad. You know, I like to say it is, but it's been around for a while at this point, and it's just getting more popular.
Stop hating on it.
Honestly, you know, I know it got really popular for long distance paper punching and stuff. It's a little light in the wind and stuff, but I'll tell you what, if you want a light, short action round or short action chamber in an inexpensive rifle that will reach out to 200-300 yards and just be, I mean, like almost no drop.
I hiked 3-4 miles with that thing and couldn't feel it.
Yeah, he went with a buddy of ours. He went hunting up in the high country to some BLM land and just trekked it, man. They went forever. And he had no problem carrying it. Though, you know, and to be honest, let's be clear. Not only do I hunt with a 308, I hunt with a Henry lever action 308. So,
that you kill deer with, like,
yeah. It's like hitting them with my truck.
You dropped it.
David says, Dead Tools, I got my 1,000 miles on my e-bike since May. Nice. 1,000 miles on his e-bike.
500 on the HJM. So
Yeah.
HJM, which is our main bike, the kids, they just hit 500 on it.
Speed just hit 110.
And Not That Guy says 308, solid and easily available. And not as expensive as 6.5. How much was 6.5 when you were at Murdoch's?
Premium 6.
How much?
Premium 6.
The only one you could buy.
No, there were more. Premium 6.5 was 58.
How much? It was more than that.
No. Remember?
I thought it was 78.
58.
78. He said it was 58 for a box of 20. 58 for a box of 20.
Buying the premium, like if you're going to go shoot for a competition.
That's $3 a round.
If you were going to go shoot for a competition.
Hey, Dino Bear. Futon says, I've been looking into 300 PRC, but I'm hesitant due to ammo availability.
Is that blackout?
No. I was really hesitant to get into 6.5 Creedmoor because when the Obama administration went all nutso and things got hard to get, I saw the writing on the wall. And so I got rid of all my Wildcat and all my weird caliber kind of stuff. And I got it down to 22. I even got rid of my 380. So I got 22, 9mm, 45, and then I got rid of my 454 Casull. I got rid of my 38s and my 357. So it was 22, 9mm, 45. Then I've got 5.56 and 308, now 6.5. Then 12 and 20, and I think that's it. I really whittled everything down. I've slowly added some back. Last year I bought a Marlin, a vintage Marlin lever action in 44. Duncan?
That shotgun you bought a couple of years ago.
Duncan, get your hand off the truck that's on a jack.
I forgot. It's so stable.
What shotgun? Oh, I bought a what do you call it? The CZ over under, the silver whatever. So that's 12 gauge. So I've got an over under 12 gauge. I got a semi-auto 12 gauge. I got a pump action 12 gauge. I have a single shot 12 gauge. I have a Beretta semi-auto 20, and I have a TriStar semi-auto 20. What else? Is that it as far as shotguns? Seems like I have more shotguns.
Where's mine? Mine's
The TriStar.
Is it?
Yeah. All right. Anyway, and I was talking about buying. I didn't buy a revolver recently, didn't I? I mean, Oh, we bought Griff a 22 revolver. That's a fun. It's a Ruger. It's a fun little gun. Gerard says I'm with you on the 308. Kill King says there's a reason the military still uses 308. Owens Jeep stuff. My son just got a new Savage 30-06 and it's a tack driver. Savage out of the box, best rifle you can buy. All right. If you want to tinker with everything, there's other rifles. But if you just want a rifle that just shoots, just nails it every time, Savage. I've got probably 5 Savage rifles, and I've had about everything. Seems like 308 is the starting point for all these Wildcat rounds. They kind of are. They are. The Dentil's a dinosaur would use 30-06. That's kind of the way I feel. But you got to be honest, 30-06, because it's got more round and more space in the case. They can really powder those suckers up. They can do all sorts of stuff with 308. If you're going after big elk in the high country and you need to really reach out there, although I hear 6.5 PRC is pretty good at that too.
6.5 anything is the best.
I
might get a 6.5 everyday carry pistol.
Did you hit your head while you were riding?
Yes.
I can tell you, if you want to find good content about pistols, he doesn't do rifles and stuff so much. Watch The Honest Outlaw on YouTube. He's from Iowa, and he's a Hawks fan, so I got to give him some love. But anyway, I love his attitude and his take on stuff, and he has some really good stuff out there. 50 cal black powder muzzle load. One shot's all you get. Boy, those are loud, man. Was it Shields in Missoula yesterday? 30-30 was $28 a box. For 30-30. Oh my gosh, that's ridiculous. Sounds like you need a 10 gauge. I do not need a 10 gauge. I'm trying to think. Did I have a 10? No, I had an 8 gauge long time ago. I inherited, and I sold that thing. I'm not gonna figure out if that thing would still fire. A real cowboy needs a coach gun. I hate coach guns. I hate them. And I'll be honest. So you'll love this story. So the house we're in, this was my wife's father's house, and he was a carpenter, and all his life, and he was, the kind of thing like you work on everyone else's house but your own. So it's a project. It's 140 years old, 1.5 feet thick. I don't know if you can see how thick those. That's just the outside half. 1.5 feet thick quarried stone walls. Anyway, when he was one of these guys who was, I like to say, he was so far to the left that he fell off the end and came back around the other side of, like, he was the real left, like, don't trust the government, don't trust the man, love thy neighbor kind of stuff. And he had guns because he lived in Montana. And we get up here after he passed, and we're cleaning out the house and stuff, and found under his bed a sawed off single shot 12 gauge. And I'm like, and he was always telling me about these deals where he's like, oh, I did some work for so-and-so and they traded me this. And I did work for this person. They traded me this. Half the stuff in the house is stuff he traded for because somebody couldn't afford to pay for the work they needed. So anyway, I'm like, that's got to be the case. Well, I go out to his shop, and there, still in the vise, is the barrel with the hacksaw sitting right next to it. So we took that down to the police department. I'm like, I found this on the side of the road. Here you go. They're like, thanks. And I called them before I went in, just to give you a heads up. Don't just show up carrying a illegal firearm to the police department. Wings Pizza says, paw the like button. Hey, we had wings yesterday.
Yeah. And
we're having pizza today. I had the barbecue chicken at today at whatchamacallit, Follow Your Nose. That was good. Nothing wrong with black powder. It helps hone the skills. Oh. That's all you. I mean, I have single shot firearms. We got when Dunk was little, I got him one of those Cricket single shot 22s.
That was fun.
And it's the kind where you have to load it, run the action, and then pull a plunger on the back and turn the safety off. So it's like driving a manual. It's like teaching somebody to drive a car in a manual. And I got to tell you, it was so fun to shoot. I actually found a vintage Stevens. I think it was sold at Woolworths, of all places, back in the 70s. The same action. And he and I will take that. You can get a box of 22. You shoot all day and have a box of 22 left over. Uh,
We have so much 22.
what's that?
We have so much 22.
So much 22. Oh my gosh. All right. And Futon says, Chris the Honest Outlaw is the best. He is. I was a little worried when I found out he was in Ames because that's home of the Cyclones, and you can't trust a Cyclone. But I see him rocking the Iowa Hawkeyes hat every once in a while, so I found out I can trust him. And I'm kidding, folks. I'm kidding. But I am a Hawkeyes fan from way back.
Way back before the dinosaurs.
Nice.
How change the brake pads, Dunk?
Fred says, can you believe that I don't have a single 6.5 Creedborn nail left? When I sold my Ruger 6.5, I sold all of my 6.5. Well, if you were selling the only one you have, I'd get rid of the other ones too. Now that guy says, I got 7 or 8 myself. Fun stuff to shoot. It is. Owens Jeep stuff says, Honest Outlaw is a nice channel. It is. What do we got here? Paul Sabrina says, a little something for the young man. Thanks for being an example of what a evolved dad can be done. A blessed to be blessed. Paul, thank you very much, sir. And we do feel very blessed. The Lord above has really looked over our family. And it's not that we haven't been without trials and tribulations, as we like to say, you know. God doesn't fix things for you, but he gives you the power inside to tackle things for yourself. And we're very blessed with what we have in life. Fred says, what I heard is for a brush gun, go with 30-06. I would say 30-06 is not a great brush gun. Usually what I've heard is that you want something with a kind of a bull nose on it. So, you know, that's why I've got the 44. The 44 is my brush gun. You want something that hits hard, has a lot of impact, and has a blunter, I'm not quite, maybe not ball shape, but maybe. What are you guys doing? They've been working on how they can build their own bowl now.
Duncan?
Stop, that's too far. Hey, let's not do it with that. Okay? That's Dad's tools. You're going to try and break it.
What can we do?
Your father-in-law was really tempting fate. Well, someday we'll do a private chat here with some of the members, and I'll tell you all about what he was tempting fate with. Pork loin on the grill for us tonight. Oh, that sounds so good. I almost did we were gonna do steak on the whatchamacallit, on the pellet grill, but it needs a breakdown of full cleaning. I guess if any of you watch Guga Foods, Guga is a great guy, so much fun to watch, but I think he really missed the mark. Sorry, on his latest video, he did grilled steak versus smoked steak, pellet smoke versus charcoal, and on the pellet one, he did it right. He did a reverse sear, but rather than pumping it up to put it on sear, and maybe his grill can't do it the way mine does. Mine's got a plate that opens up. It gives you direct access to the fire pit. That thing is a screaming demon. It's like a tiny dragon out there putting out heat. So you're searing directly off of wood there. So you get the flavor off it. He pulled out his little torch thing and put the crust on it with his torch, which is like just cooking it with gas. So you only got the smoke from smoking it. You didn't get any of the flavor from searing it. So, of course, they would have thought the charcoal was better. But anyway, that's just my 2 cents on that. Andy, the Prairie Dog. Hey, we're just near Prairie Dog Town out in Stillwater. Says, hey, Bear and family, great to be back in the States. Went solo from my old team with a private company. Good stuff all around and slept for almost 2 days. Oh, my gosh. Well, glad to see you're back, man, and staying safe. John says, speaking of weapons in shop, I had a bullet come through the garage door and end up in the floor. Oh, that's not good. Anyway, Stevens model 1904 and 1907. I don't remember what model mine was. It's a single shot 22 fully manual. 158 people watching, only 51 likes. Come on, people. Thank you, Gerard.
one button.
Come on, chomp the old like button. It's gluten-free, free of charge. And if we get 200 likes, Duncan will put his helmet on. He's going to do that now anyway. If he's going to keep writing. Go Hawks! Woo! Woo! May our patron saint, Hayden Fry, always look over us. Put a helmet on or get off the bike.
But you said a amount of likes. I can...
Helmet on, get off the bike. I let you run around for a little bit, but if you're going to keep going, what's your choice?
I'm putting the helmet on.
Okay.
Hey, Dad, look, my helmet's on. This door is still locked. Get over here.
Might as well. Anyway. Hawkeyes are great. Go Hawks. God never gives you more than you can handle, but sometimes he has a heck of a sense of humor.
Unlock the door.
Gerard says, I have to leave soon. Keep on trucking. I always taught that 30-30 was the best brush gun. Spritzer bullets deform and fly erratically. And 30-30 is probably decent. I would think you'd want more oomph behind it, but 30-30 is not bad. Fred says, I want to get a Savage 6.5 Creed. You can't beat it. 400 with the scope. Yeah, that's what I have. I have the Savage Axis with the scope. And it's just for, I mean, you just take it out, it just shoots.
I'm almost 12.
Fred says the Wildlife Division is saying this year is one of the worst for bears. Not sure if there's food, etc., shortage, berries, whatnot. Also, the community already lost one person this year to a bear. There's been a ton of bear sightings. We had a mountain lion in town the other day. Yeah, I mean, and the deer, I'll say this, the deer have been coming into town. They usually come into town around hunting season. They know when to come into town. And we've been having a lot more in town than normal. The elk have been down low, too. Excuse me. We went down to Gardner the other day, which is the north gate to Yellowstone. Of course, you can't go any further than that because the road's been washed out. But we went to the Jardine, what was it? Yeah, but who was the outfitters who did it? Hell's A-Roarin'. Hell's A-Roarin' Outfitters did the Jardine Rodeo. They did 4 days, 2 last week, 2 this week. Great time, great people. And they put on a good rodeo. And it's up in the hills. It's just absolutely gorgeous. You can't beat that kind of scenery to have a nice little small rodeo in. You know, no lights, so you know that when the sun goes down, it's over. Anyway, and there were elk everywhere. And usually this time of year, elk are further up in the park. They're further up in the hills. I don't know what's going on. They were down low, and we saw at least 3 herds of 100 each, and we saw bulls and cows and everything. Helmet will totally ruin his do. Don't even say that, man. This boy spends more time in front of a mirror. Oh, of course, he was better looking than I ever was, so what can I say? Tom says, in Michigan, woods brush, Marlin lever 44 mag with 204 semi-jacket hollow points, maybe tails. That's exactly what I run, man. That's exactly what I get. And when I'm out and about. Now, since we got back from Vegas last time, I had taken out, I usually have the Marlin in the truck. And I recently got a Keltec Sub 2000, and that's been the one I usually carry with me. So probably come around hunting season, I'll put the Marlin back in there. But if you can get some solid ball ammo in some plus P 9mm, and you get yourself one of those 30-round fun sticks they have because it takes Glock mags, that's pretty decent for persuading some bears that they need to be carpets. Anyway, where was I? Need a sip of whiskey for that cough, brother. I do. I'll tell you what, I've been really good. I've been not drinking at home so much, and I've been cutting back on the alcohol. I'm trying to lose weight. I'm down 30 pounds, and I told myself I'm going to give myself a year, light to no drinking, to basically reset the health meter and get a little healthier here for the Cubs. Rail says, I filmed a mountain lion from my back porch a couple weeks ago on my channel. Oh, I'll have to check that out, man. That is beautiful animals. Scares the you-know-what out of me. Maynard says, Top of the hour. Do a shout out. Top of the hour. Is it really? It is. So anyway, let's do a shout out. Let's say thank you to everyone who's made it here tonight. Really appreciate it, especially you, those of you who hit that like button up there. Also, a huge shout out to everyone with a blue, cobalt blue wrench behind their names. That's our channel mods. They do so much for the channel, especially with dealing like with those what do you call them? Spammers and bots and such. So I really appreciate that. And anyway, a lot of them are creators in their own right. So if you've got a channel, go ahead and put a link in down there, and let me know what. Put the ow.
Sorry, I didn't know I was that close.
What'd you hit me with?
My bike.
His handlebar on his bike. He just drove the end of that into right to my shoulder blades. Thanks. You can see their bike collection behind me. They've been fixing up bikes and working on bikes they get like for free and
We've got
stuff.
one for free.
They've got more than that. Anyway.
Okay,
3. And thank you also to our members. That's everyone who's got the bear behind their name. Thank you so much for being a longtime supporter of this channel. We love you all and appreciate seeing you each and every week. Go ahead and if you're interested, it's down in the comments, or not comments, the video information. Anyway, if you're interested in that sort of thing. Let's get back to the comments here. Fred says, we always have bears and cats that come down in the city. Here it's too hot at our level. They usually up in the high country. Did you see the flooding in Vegas? I did see the flooding in Vegas. Did you see the video in the, what's that new casino in Vegas that Mom and I went to? The one down on the, not on the strip, downtown.
Is it supposed to have pandas?
No. It's got a huge sports book, and they had water coming out from between the monitors in the sports book. I can never remember the name of that thing. And Duncan will remember it when he comes back around, and I'll ask him. I really feel for them. They're getting a ton of that. You know what? They get mountain lions down there every so often.
Yeah, they do.
And coyotes. We had so many coyotes. Oh, and they apparently found another body in the lake. Jeez.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
Tom says, my aunt Marlin got it after she passed. I consider it a family treasure. That's awesome. With all the medical stuff, Walk says, I'm down 10 pounds. That's a hard way to lose weight, but, you know, losing weight's losing weight, right? Robert says, sorry, just joined. Please summarize what I missed. 67 minutes worth of content. Most of it probably talking about boomsticks and such, even though we're supposed to be talking about tools. Wohawk says, A1C is also down. Oh, that's good. That's really good. James says, take care, Duncan. Where did he go?
He went around the block on his e-bike.
He's around the block on his e-bike. All right. Yeah, he's avoiding doing this work. We need to get to work on this thing. For those of you who are here late, we're out here doing work on the old, man, these horse flies are out here. Killer. We're doing the brakes. We already did the brakes on the other side, so we got this side to do. Taking everything off, we just got to put the pads on, which is honestly, if somebody's got a hack for how to do that easily, I'd love to hear it, because they are a pain to get in that little frame there. You got to get them in perfectly and then slide them in. And anyway, once we get that done, we'll be done with this at least for now. We got other projects I know that we could do, but anyway, that's where we're at. Oh, let's see here. All right. Boomsticks are tools. Yes, they are. You know, everything's a tool in the toolbox, right? Got a new boomstick called a Glock 19 MOS. I had them MOS, and no, I didn't have the Glock. I had the SIG one, and I don't like the P320. It doesn't feel right in the hand. I'll be honest. Once I found the 365, and I've been, for those of you who don't know, I used to be a CCW instructor in California for 2 different counties. I've taught thousands of people to shoot. I was also an instructor and on the council, Shooting Sports Council for Cub Scouts. I trained with a group down in Orange County for years, and they were all former recon. Anyway, So I've got experience with handhelds and stuff, and I've had about everything. I'm terrible when it comes to guns. I get one and I have it for a while, then I decide I don't like it, or I want something. I want to try the new one. And I sell that. I get another one. I'm bad. I'm like a woman with a purse. I just need one more. Or I don't like this one anymore. I got to change my whole collection and stuff. But I'll be honest. Once I found the Sig P365, I got rid of everything else. Between the compact, the X, and the XL. That XL feels so good in the hand, and you get that extended mag on it, and it's the same as if you're carrying a full size, and it shoots just the same, and you know, I'm gonna have to try that. What's his name? That young man from Indiana. They're calling was it the Stevens drill or whatever? The 10 rounds got hit 8 shots on a moving target for 40 yards. I'm going to have to try that one. I haven't gone out and tried that yet. But, yeah, I don't see any need for anything else when it comes to, handheld kind of stuff, everyday carry kind of stuff. Even sidearm. I love them. I love FN. I'm a huge fan of FN. They make fantastic stuff. I think that's the only reason that I would venture outside for handheld stuff, outside the 365, is if I was shooting 45. Now, if they came out with a 45, hold on, you want to show them some of your... So, the young boy here, this past week, has been at Cowboy Bible Camp here, and they've been teaching him roping. So, hold on. He wants to show off. Show him how you throw it. What do you remember what kind of hitch this is?
Huh?
What kind of throw? It's a Houlihan.
Yeah.
What have I said about stopping like that?
Well, the back brake is really sensitive.
Out of the way. He's roping. Careful, he might rope you.
I might.
Oh, he got one horn. As we say, practice makes perfect. Oh, let's see here. Scott says, newest tool I have is a Hellcat Pro. I've heard good things about the Hellcat. Fred says, well, keep you up to date. Looks like I need neck surgery along with the lower back surgery. Oh, brother, I'm sorry to hear that. And I know they've been yanking your chain back and forth on the surgery, and now they're telling you need another one. Mark says, like my wife with shoes. Owen says, I just picked up an M&P Shield plus bug out kit on Wednesday. Love it. That's awesome. That's a good gun. It is a really good gun. I saw so many M&P Shields when I was instructing. A lot of first timers get them. They're simple. They're safe. They just work. Tom says, thanks for being a long-time dedicated instructor for safety and proper handling. Yeah, it's a big thing. And I gotta be honest, a lot of people don't like it. If I go out to community range, and stuff, and I'm the first one that's like, we're gonna follow range rules here, brother, because I'm not getting shot or winged or anything just because you don't know what you're doing. It's for everyone's safety. And Fred says, the Gentiles, have you ever shot the 10 millimeter? I have shot a 10 millimeter in just 10 millimeter in general, or a specific one. I have shot 10 millimeter. I know a lot of people love it. I'm not a huge fan of the 10 millimeter. I like the 45. The good thing about the 45 is it has, it's a slow moving round. So once it hits what it hits, it doesn't, especially if you're using hollow points I'm talking about here. Once it hits what it hits, it doesn't go as far. I'll be honest, 9 millimeter is like greased pig snot. It just, boom, it's gone. And it'll go through walls. It'll go through counties. It's probably faster than most people need. And you got to be really aware of what's behind what you're shooting at when you're shooting 9 millimeter, especially if you're shooting plus P and stuff like that. Greg says, lived with the sandhills of Nebraska. I love the sandhills in western Nebraska. We were there. When were we there? When were we in the sandhills? We were just there in no, we didn't go through there. We skipped Nebraska this last trip. I think it was three or 4 years ago. It might have been 5 at this point. It was back when we had the Class A. We drove up out of Vegas, went up to Black Hills, and I took the cubs and the family through the sand hills and took them up to Scotts Bluff. Absolutely love taking people up to Scotts Bluff. That is just magical place up there.
No, that's where my rope goes over.
Tom says, "Isn't that always think safety and don't keep quiet that saves life?" Yeah. Don't. If you see something that's not safe, say something, because it's just not worth, like, so many people are worried about being embarrassed and stuff. I would much rather be embarrassed than hear later that someone got hurt or be there when someone got hurt. Mohawk says, had vision at the I3, I4 in April. Oh my gosh. Second gallbladder removal last week. Likely need something in the neck also. Oh, man, I'm sorry. Fred says, don't you love these Hollywood cowboys at the range that are doing everything wrong on range safety? And honestly, and I hate to say it, but up here in Montana, it's the hardest, because people are just, Montanans are fiercely independent. Every man here thinks he knows everything about guns, and they just never were taught good habits, and so they don't use good habits. Anyway, the lower back is L3. Oh, L3 and L4. I was wondering what the I3 and I4 was. Anyway. Manford says, I love vintage surplus firearms, Mosin Nagant, M44s, and Yugo SK. I've had both of those, and I can still remember, man. I remember my first gun show going to as an adult, living on my own in northern Kentucky, and guys, there is a truck next to you that is up on jacks. So let's not be crazy, all right? Who's the older brother should be watching out for the younger brother? Remember the question, am I my brother's keeper? The correct answer was yes. Anyway, I remember being at that show and walking in, and I was like 20, 21 maybe. And there was this guy with crates, just crates of SKSs, still in the Cosmoline and everything. And he was selling them for $125 each. I wish I'd bought them all.
Huh? I said legal. How's it illegal?
The Fred says, if I'm doing something wrong, then tell me at the range. Yeah, I should do a video on range safety. That'd be a good one to do. Maybe put it on the other channel, Dental Tools. Anyway, folks, I think we're going to have to wrap this up because I need to get the cubs back to work on this, and they need my help figuring out how to put those back in there. As you can see, they're roping right now. So currently the way we play it is this. One horn is worth 1 point. 2 horns is worth 3 points. And I want to make a way to have a rear leg so you can do the rear roping too. Because I got to tell you, team roping, that guy riding rear there, oh my gosh, how they do that is insane. I have no idea. Anyway, that's all I got for you tonight. Thank you, everyone, for showing up and hanging out here. I realize it's a little bit different than normal. And, and wishing us all well. Thank you for everyone who donated with the Super Chats. You all are fantastic. Thanks again to our moderators who support the channel. Good, and I hope everyone checks out your channels and spreads the love here. Thanks, of course, to everyone who is a member. You guys are, as I say, the heart and soul of the channel, and especially for these live streams and stuff. You're always here and always showing up. We love you all. Anyway, you all take care. God bless. And as always, shine on.
No. Fuck, can't get it on, old son.
If I can figure out how to end this thing. There we go. Take care, everyone.